Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Palmatier, and I am the founder of a small press called Zombies Need Brains. And right now we are running a Kickstarter for 3 new science fiction themed anthologies. And we have here today with us Jacey Bedford. She's going to be one of the anchor authors for one of these anthologies called Brave New Worlds. Okay, it's supposed to be an anthology about any story along the path of us leaving Earth and finding a new planet and then settling that new planet. So it can be something about a generational ship, it can be terraforming once we get there, it can be chaos as we're leaving Earth, anything along that path. So that's Brave New Worlds, and we'll talk to Jacey here in a second. The other 2 anthologies are called Shattering the Glass Slipper. That's going to be stories about sort of upended, twisted, fractured fairy tales. And then the 3rd anthology is called Noir, and it's science fiction and fantasy, sort of noirish, mystery detective, private investigator kind of stories. But again, science fiction and fantasy oriented there. So those are the 3 that we're attempting to kickstart. If you're interested in helping us fund those 3, then check out the webpage tinyurl.com/ZNB2021. So again, that's tinyurl.com/ZNB2021. Okay, what we're doing is we're doing kind of like little mini interviews with some of our anchor authors. Give them a chance to talk about what they might have planned for their story for the anthology, and also give them a chance to talk about anything else they might have coming up, other projects outside of the Kickstarter. So that's what we're going to do here with Jacey today. So Jacey, why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about some of the books that you already have published out there, and you know, give us some of your web pages, social media stuff, all that kind of stuff as well.
Oh, okay, if I can remember all of it all in one go, here we go. I write in a little cottage tucked away in the Pennine Hills in Yorkshire, but I'm published in America by Door, and I already have 2 trilogies out with them. One of them is a sci-tech trilogy, which is science fiction, and the other is a historical fantasy, which is basically starts with Winterwood, and it's called the Rowankind trilogy. So 2 very different trilogies. And there's another book coming up in January, which I think we'll probably talk about later. But the Kickstarter that Joshua's just mentioned, I'm going to be in the Brave New Worlds anthology, and I'm going to be writing a story that's set in the sci-tech universe. Which is, again, it won't be the same characters that were in the trilogy, but it will be a couple of minor characters who've got a little spin-off story of their own. They kind of exited the last book in the sci-tech trilogy, Nimbus, about 7/8 of the way through the book, they left. And I'd like to pick that up and see what happened to them.
And I'm sure a lot of the readers would be interested in that too.
I hope so, yeah. You can find out more about my books. I have a website, which is JaceyBedford.co.uk, and that's Jacey Bedford, all one word there. And you can find out about all the books. I put all the latest news in there, and also the short stories that I've had published, which include, I think now, Joshua, 6, isn't it, on the Zombies Need Brains list that I'm in? Probably getting close to that. This might be the 6th. Yeah?
It might be the 6th. Yeah, I didn't go back and look ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yes, you're in quite a few of them.
Yeah, which is lovely. It's really nice. It kind of makes me write short stories, actually, because you know what it's like. You do so much work on your novels, and you're always working on novels, that sometimes there doesn't seem to be quite enough time to sit down and write a short story as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I've already made a start on it, but it's only a very small start, and I kind of know where it's going. But I'm one of those writers who likes to discover as I go along. I'm a pantser, not a plotter. So quite often I've got the beginning, I've got the end, and the middle bit is covered by stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. A pants all the way, even for the novels.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea? Could you tell us that the story's set more when we're leaving Earth, or is it more on the trip there to the new planet, or is it at the new planet? Do you have any idea?
It's the discovery of a new planet. Basically, this sci-tech trilogy took us through from a colonization phase to a phase where everything closed down and the colonies that were there already were kind of abandoned and left to get on with things on their own. And that's the state of play as my two protagonists head out to try and find somewhere suitable to settle, where nobody will be able to find them.
Which I'm sure is part of the point.
It's part of the point, yeah.
Well, I'm one of the editors for that anthology, so I look forward to seeing the short story, because I'm fingers crossed that we will actually fund. I know we've hit the 75% mark at this point, so hopefully we'll make it all the way before the end here. But as you mentioned earlier, you have a new novel, and it's actually a standalone novel coming out here in January 2022, called The Amber Crown. So why don't you give us some info about The Amber Crown?
Okay, yeah, it's a historical fantasy. It's set in an analogue of the Baltic states, roughly around the 1600s to 1650s. It has a little bit of history in it, but I've twisted that quite a lot. I've just taken the background and basically invented the rest of it. My kingdom of Zavonia is basically, it covers a little bit of northern Poland and a bit of Latvia and Lithuania, and so it's in those kind of states. And I've really enjoyed writing it. It's got 3 separate point of view characters, so we get not quite alternating, but we get chapters from each point of view. So we have Valdas, who is basically a failed bodyguard, and it opens up just as the king he's been bodyguarding is dead. Although Valdas wasn't actually there at the time, he'd taken one night off in several months, and the assassin struck while he was basically away from the castle. I must stop saying basically, don't let me do that again. So Valdas picks it up where the big bell tolls the death of a king, and he is at that moment in time down in town in his favourite whorehouse with his favourite whore on his knee, and he's just looking forward to a night of getting drunk and other things, and then suddenly finds that he's on the run. He just then is trying to find out who killed the king, because he's been accused of the murder. Then the other point of view characters are Mirza, who is a traveller witch, and she's basically instructed. I said basically again. She's instructed by the ghost of the dead king to keep Valdas on track, because he just doesn't really believe in that sort of thing. And the third character is the assassin. But was he really the person to blame? He was the person who was employed to kill the king, and in fact, he took quite a long time to do it. His modus operandi is to get in there, but to be able to get out again. So he actually took a long time setting up the assassination, which gave time for the plot to progress in the meantime, and that's where we pick it up. So if I tell you any more than that, I'll probably have to shoot you, but here's the cover.
It's a very cool cover.
Yeah, I really like it. Doe's just done a great job on that. So I really, really like that cover. And I think it kind of says everything, really, doesn't it? It kind of glows off the page.
Yes,
so,
it certainly glows.
Yeah.
And again, that's coming out in January 2022, right?
January 2022. It's already up for pre-order on various places, such as the big site named after a South American river. And, well, all good places you can be pre-ordered from.
Yes, I've already pre-ordered it because.
Oh, lovely! Thank you very much.
Yes, I've enjoyed your previous.
Sold one.
Yeah, I've read your sci-tech books and enjoyed those. And I have your, what do you call them, Rowan kind books? I have
the Rowan kind books, yet. Starts with
Yeah.
Winterwood.
Yeah, I have those. I haven't gotten around.
And Rowan kind in order, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, I've been, and obviously I enjoy your writing because you're, like you said, this is like your 6th anchor author stint with zombies. So we keep inviting you back for a reason.
Well, that's very kind of you. I really like that. Like I say, it gives me a motivation, a kick up the backside, really, to write some more short stories.
And like I said, I'm looking forward to what you come up with for Brave New Worlds. Okay, but again, we can't publish it unless we get funded. So any of you guys...
So everybody has to go to the Kickstarter and yeah.
Yes, if you're listening and you're intrigued by any of this, then swing by the Kickstarter. Again, the URL is tinyurl.com/ZNB2021. Check it out. We've got plenty of reward levels, including a Tuckerization in Jacey Bedford's that's still open and up for grabs. So,
so if you would like to be in my story, or at least named in my story, get over to that Kickstarter and get your name down for the Tuckerization.
Yes, we've got a couple of those left, including Jacey's, and tons of signed books and some swag levels still left. There have been things that have been snatched up and are now gone, but plenty of other options. And again, we need the help in order to reach our funding so we can put these out there. So again, tinyurl.com/ZNB2021 is the URL. Check it out. Hopefully we'll see you as a backer soon. Okay, Jacey, thank you for being here today. Do you want to give us your webpage again and plug Amber Crown again here at the end?
Okay. Yep, the webpage is all the W's, Jacey Bedford, all one word, .co.uk. And yeah, Amber Crown, 11th of January 2022.
It's upside down.
That way. I'm not writing it upside down, I promise.
Yes. Everybody get out there, pre-order the Amber Crown and back the Kickstarter. And I want to thank you, Jacey, for chatting with us today. And like I said, I look forward to seeing what you produce for Brave New Worlds.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been lovely. Nice to talk to you, Joshua.
Always good to talk to you. Hopefully,
take care.
See you in person again sometime soon.
That would be lovely.
Okay. Catch everybody later.
Bye.